Hey guys, Bink here with Bink's Corvair Addiction. What I am doing now on this axle is I need to save this bearing. This is the first axle I worked on, and Gary came over and he looked at it. He said, yeah, the bearing looks good. And we never tried to push this off. It was grease packed in there and it was greased up and stuck like that. And the next day I went ahead and I was cleaning this, and this thing kind of, I started cleaning it and found out this came off there. And reason being is they don't have this push washer deal in there. They never installed it. It should have been put in there. You put your cover on, you put this on here like that, and then you press your, you put this piece on, you put your bearing on, you press it all together, and this, you have to have that on there to press it off. You put this around the two halves, and it cradles everything, and this is what saves your bearing, I guess, from getting destroyed. And this bearing here is like new, and I need to save it. The axles, I can come across axles, bearings you can't, and this one's a real nice one. So what I'm going to do on this one is I am trying to figure out how to cut it and where to cut it. And what I'm going to do is, because I can't use heat and all that, I'm going to try to cut it on my bandsaw, but I have to build a jig and stuff, the plate or whatever, or weld a plate out piece on here, or do something to get it held up and in the right position, because I only have a little spot that I can get it in there, and I can't get this in past my jaws on the vise of the bandsaw. So I have to braze it up, and I have to try to see if I can even do it on the bandsaw. And if it's gonna cut it, this is hard and it should cut it. But right now I'm gonna take this dust cover and I'm gonna wire it that way. And I'm going to have to do something with this end and maybe try to wire it here, put some tacks or do something, get it so it actually holds up. But first I'm just gonna get this up there wired and see if I can if there's a chance to get this to saw on the bandsaw. If I can get this rigged up on the bandsaw to cut it and it cuts it, that'd be great. It'd be just one cut, and then this whole end will come off. This here piece with the race will come off, and I can actually put this on here like this and go ahead and press that bearing off. I'll be able to do that. So that's the plan. A lot of luck, we'll get this off and get this little unicorn bearing saved. I call them unicorns because you just can't find them. And this one's a real nice one. All right, I got her wired, so that's held off real nice. That is where, right there is where I need to cut it. If I cut it there, I can press everything apart. So I got that done. So I am going to take my pipe wrap. This, it's actually just called pipe wrap. It's for underground, I believe. And I'm gonna protect that bearing with that. I'm gonna wrap the bearing good, and then I need to get this cover so it's gonna stay this way out of the way and not move when I'm cutting. Right. That's where I need the cutter, right between there. I wrapped it, I got it so that's gonna hold out of the way hopefully and not move too much. This tape works pretty good. Wrapped it around a few times. Now let's see if I can get that, if I can make it so I can get this clamped into the bandsaw somehow would be the trick. The next trick. So this is what I got going on now, because I can't get it in there all the way because it will hit. I have to have it all the way to there. So I have to have this thing up high and somehow do a trick to get this thing to cut. So I'm going to see if I can get some other pieces in here and get her. I can't have it sitting on that bearing either. So I got to get a plate underneath that to hold it up and somehow get this in the clamp. See if I can figure something out there with that. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to clean my paint off of here, there, I'm gonna bring this up so she's straight. I'm gonna take it over on the bench, and I'm gonna mark a mark there and there anyways on here, so I got it about where I want it. And I'm gonna take it on a bench, and I'm gonna weld that in those spots, and I think it should be able to hold it there enough, hopefully, to, I'll probably put a little piece in between here so it doesn't want to bend these in, and we'll see if we can get her cut off. I mean, if she cuts through it, this will work out good. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I got my mark where I want it. There, I'm gonna have to raise it up because the axle gets a little thicker here, so I gotta try to keep it fairly straight. So I'm gonna cut straight. I'm gonna weld it there and there a bit. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. I weld them, I weld these. I cool it off with some air, and hopefully this will work. All right, this is what I got now. I welded her. There. I put my pieces in there first to hold this so it doesn't squish on the vise, and got her welded, cooled off as I welded it. It's just nice. My fingers are cold. It's cold out. Nice. So let's go see if we can get this thing cut. A little luck, we'll have this thing off and save that bearing. So that's the mission this morning. All right, let's see if this is gonna work here. And move that away. This in there. Bring this down. And of course it's gonna be have to be turned. Yeah, I gotta turn. Dang. Let's see. I can probably put a plate under to raise this up so I don't have to turn it. I'm hitting my cover on the bottom. If I would have turned it, before I welded it, didn't think of that. It's always something, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, so it took a few minutes. I had to unwire it, wire it so I can get, so this here wasn't sticking down. I had to cut my old tape off. It was, because I had to turn it and I was tending to push this out. So I would rather spend an extra 10-15 minutes to do that than start cutting and have something move and start cutting into something or bind up. See, now she goes to there, and that's got to hit my wire down there that's holding this back. Yeah, it's just about there. I can put a plate of steel under there and bring it up. I don't want to do that neither. I'm gonna bend my wire here a little bit back here. So we'll do that. I'm gonna get a pliers. I just want to bend it so it's, maybe if I go like this with it. And yeah, there we go. Now it should go to there. Now it hits my stud. Now is it? Now the stud needs to get pressed out because I need that little distance to go in. It's either that or I put a plate of steel under this, raise it up, and then I don't have to deal with this anymore. But I think it's even more stable that way. We'll see. Well, what do you think? Is it gonna work? I don't know. Let's take our time and try her. Cut her off and see if we can get that. Cut it off. Maybe deburr it if there's a burr on there a little bit and press that off. Let's see. Is it gonna work? I don't know. I hope so. I'd love to save that bearing. Yeah, here we go. Well, I need power first, I guess. Yeah. All right, we got some power. We'll see. Is it gonna cut it or not? It's hard. Axle's hard. I see. I'm not gonna celebrate nothing, but looks like it's cutting it. Looks like it's cutting it pretty good. You got the chips flying. So she's cutting. Take our time and get her cut. I'm glad she's cutting it. I don't want to knock this on the floor, and should be on this side anyways in case I got to kill the switch in case something goes crazy. I still got chips blind. She's already the thickness of the blade through, I think, about. This would be sweet if she works. Let's cross my fingers. I was worried it would knock all my teeth off. Wouldn't want to cut because it's hard. Because what you never want to try to cut on a bandsaw is old bed frame. That's got pig iron in it, and that'll knock your teeth right off. I used to pick up, you know, stuff on the side of the road. People throw away their old bed frames, and you know, it's welding material. When you're young and you don't have much, and throw it on my bandsaw and knock the teeth off. So you gotta cut them on a cutoff wheel. Oh yeah, I gotta watch because this thing's gonna want to drop way down when she cuts off because I got her blocked up high here with my blocks. She's almost there. Look at that. I'm gonna go blow that off. It's not that hot, but oh, that's funny. I ran off with this and to go blow it off. And once I got over here, this ain't the part I'm worried about. I'm so worried about that bearing in there. So I quick ran back, grabbed it. It wasn't even hot. It wasn't hot. So I blew it off. Now that's crazy how close that is. Crazy how close that is there to everything, to the seal and all that. I mean, if I would have repped the seal, it is what it is, but it's good. It's good. I'm happy. Something's going our way. Look at how close that is. That is right on the money. That's the money shot. Yeah, that one don't matter, but I didn't do no damage to nothing. I'm happy. You know, she swivels. I'll have to turn, I blew it off. I'll pull the tape off. Well, no, I'm gonna cut that, get this out, and pull the tape. I'm gonna cut off wheel, and I cut it off, shooting the sparks that way, away from this, just because. So then I'm gonna hit this and clean it. I got dug into it, ain't matter. I'm gonna clean it anyways, I don't know why. Well, I will. But I'm proud of myself about that. Pat myself on the back. I think I did good. Well, that's what I have now. I have, so I started on taping, the end with the race just fell off, and I have it. Cool. All right, guys, I had one little burr on there. I just took a file and touched it carefully. And yeah, very happy. It's like a microphone. Start singing. Looks like a microphone. Anyways, I am going to put it in a press. I have the pusher plate or whatever you want to call it. I really need to learn terminology. I think it's like a pusher plate for the bearing. I have it rolled downwards and put her in here. And I'm just going to use a socket on top of here to push it off, I think. And I will wrap that with a towel so nothing explodes, I guess. So that's what Gary said to do, and good safety tip. All right, I snugged her up. Here, I'm starting to draw some pressure up top. I put Jackson's blanket I balled up, put underneath for when that drops. I'm going to do like Gary says, just for safety. Sure would be able to watch it, you know. That's the magical moment, ain't it? But we can watch this, see if it goes down. I think I'm doing it right. Should double check everything, right? Doing everything right. I got that on upside down. Pushing that up. Just want to double check it. You don't get one time, we do all that work and then it's done for nothing. It's kind of learning then. All right, I'm up to 3, 4, 5. No, don't get it. He says hit it with a hammer on the underside. About 8. I hit it with a hammer. 9. 10. Oh, she popped good. Dang, that was loud. Now she's going. She's sticking around about 6. 5. 4. Okay, I got that bar. So I'm gonna hang on to the bar underneath. All right, now she's only about 2 tons. And there she is. Now, let's see what we got under there. There's my piece. We got a bearing. We got a bearing. We got a bearing. I think I did it. Seemed like it was a little rust there. Not, on the end here, but not on the bearing. I think we did it. What a piece of jewelry. Oh, drop it. All right, so I pressed out all the old studs out of here. They were in here. Anyways, I pressed them out of this one here. And I got it all cleaned up. I cleaned it with a green scouring pad, nice. And this here I took and wire wheeled a little more. I don't know if I should paint any of that. Maybe I will. I won't paint this, but cleaned it up. And I'm gonna start putting studs in there. I put one in there. And what I did was, I had got a bar to go ahead and put in here, between here for my studs. This was a piece of it's hardened metal. It was almost like chrome on it. So I got that. I was going to use the old one and chop it down a little shorter. I could have did that too and used it. That would work fine too. Maybe I should instead of this, but this thing's honking heavy. So anyways, here we go. We're gonna push some studs in there. And the last one, what I did was I had used the anvil and the pitch hole on the anvil and pounded them in. I used a press to get them out. I did it the other way to get them back in. And it was hard pounding them in. Press them in, works real nice. I pressed that one in already. And 1, 2, 3. All right, there you go. That's cranking. I mean, I'm at 5 ton there, so she is more than pressed in. So I got my tool I'll keep for this. I'll probably clear coat it. Maybe I'll weld something on there to hang it up off the edge. But anyways, we'll get them pressed in, and then I will go ahead and grease the bearing, clean that bearing I pulled, and go ahead and grease it and put it together, and hopefully I get it all right the first time. If not, we'll press it apart. And another thing Gary had told me to do, besides clean these out and run a tap through it, a 3/8 standard, is he kind of told me double check that your pieces fit on here and they go on at least halfway and get tight. He said if they get loose on there, to take this, now he tells me, take it and cover it with plastic, put it in the bead blaster and blast it to get it clean. And I do not want to keep anything with a bearing, especially I have the one that's already put together, near a glass bead blaster. I don't care how much you wrap it and tape it up, I don't want that new bearing going near it. So I just took my wire wheel here and I cleaned it real nice. And I got it nice and clean. It was rusty. These are ones, that one wasn't, this was. This one here cleaned up well, but it was rusty in there when I took it apart. So the reason he said bead blast it was, he said if your other piece goes on all the way, I guess your half that here that goes on your joint there, and he said if it slides on all the way and it's loose, to go ahead, bead blast it, cover this up all the way up, tape it, bead blast it, give it a couple coats of paint, and that'll hold it tight. Now, I don't know. I was talking to him. I says maybe use some kind of locker on there, some sort of stuff. I didn't like paint. Paint can get hard to break down. It's not made for that, really. So, and then he said, do not oil this in here. I said, should you put oil in there? And he said, no, don't oil it. Leave it so. And that I might even put a little Loctite in too, because the one was actually out, and all I think it was holding it was the piece in there that screws on here for the U-joint. So anyways, we'll go ahead, get the rest of these pressed in, and then go ahead and grease a bearing, clean the bearing, grease it, put this one together, and hopefully then I'll have my set for the Rampside. So another thing I should mention, I did call Gary this morning after I got this little precious gem out. My little precious. After I got this out, I called Gary to tell him I got it out. And we were talking, pretty much talked to Gary at least almost every day, sometimes a few times. And he said, make sure you do not mix these up with the car ones. He said, he told me, don't mix them up with the other barrel bearings. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what? Or other barrels, he said. And I didn't know what he was talking about. And then he said, you know, the whole thing is what he was talking about, a barrel. And he said the car ones are a little smaller. The FCs are about 1,000 bigger, he believes, for press. And the cars ones are about 1,000 smaller. He says, from what he can remember, but he says you can't press them on. He says you won't see it by eye, so don't mix them up. He said you're gonna try to press it on, and it'll be too small, and yeah, a big mess. Maybe it'll blow up or explode or wreck it. It's just gonna make a mess. So good to know. Good to know. Keep learning stuff from him every day. It's great. All right, I got this all done. I'm going to clean that bearing now, and this one. I'm just gonna finish cleaning it, blow it off, and pack it and get her in there. All right, so I'm back out here in the shop again, Friday morning. It's icy cold out. For me, it's like 36 out there. Whew, can't feel my fingers. So the problem I kind of had, I just called Gary. These like dust caps, I don't know, kind of look like a mushroom. They're loose. They don't catch nothing. I tried them both. Gary says, take a punch and go ahead, put a pipe inside the vise, set this on there, and just punch some dimples on there. And that's the trick to do it. So, thank you, Gary. We'll get some dimples punched in here, and this thing is flared out here on the end, so I want to get them in where it's actually going to touch the area it needs to. Maybe, let's see. Yeah, I guess 5 little dimples on there. I can feel them, so we'll see if that'll work. I just want to get the 5 little dimples on. Oh, geez. I guess I did. It needed that good. Well, let's see. Wow. I wish I wouldn't have put so much zip into it. I didn't do much. That baby. Wow. Well, that one's going to be on there real well. Put her on there. Less dimple power next time. There you go. Well, now I know. Not so much power. Bearing's nice and stiff because it's cold in here. The grease is it's just got our movement. We should be good. All right, I got another axle all cleaned up, ready to go. Put this on there first. It's all nice and straight. This goes on there first. This goes on there second. Cup side down so this can rotate on there. I guess that's what Gary told me. Put that on there. I got my bearing all greased right there. So it's packed. And this one had 2 shims in it. I'm putting the 2 shims back in there. Now, Gary said doesn't matter either side. Well, they can't go in there. They have to go behind the race. Behind the race. So, yeah, behind the race. That doesn't work there. So this actually, I put a new rubber on here because the old one was kind of stretched out. So, we'll put that behind the race. The race center. I'm gonna tell you the wrong stuff, how to do it. I'm learning myself. Bearing in there. It's packed. It's got a lot of grease. Put this race in here, or this one here, on there. I'll keep it together, I guess, like that. And we'll pinch that and rivet that together. That's what we're gonna do on that one. And then that'll go on there, this side up. And we should be able to press that together, I guess, if I'm telling you right. All right, I'm out of rivets to rivet this back together here. I used up my 4 that I had with my kits that came with O-rings and grease I got from Clark's. I didn't use the grease, I used the Maui stuff. So I was going to use some other rivets. They were too small. I have some pop rivets here that are large. They're perfect size for it, but they're too long. So I'm like, now what do I do? You know, I'm like, I know the hardware store's not going to have nothing like this. So what I did, as I was thinking about going to the hardware store, and I'm like, I know they don't have nothing. I dug through all my drawers, and I got these big pop rivets, and I thought, well, these are knock these off of the. Knock them off of there and use them. And then I'll cut them down smaller, the right length. So that's what I did. I cut it down. I want to go from this way. And then I can peen that over. So I made one already, and I had to grind. Let me grab that. I had to grind the head down so it fits through here, so it's a little bit smaller than that. So the cover will fit on there. So came up with a little. On my dad's grinding wheel over there, used to sharpen high-speed cutters for the lathe on. It's got a real fine grinding wheel on it. And if I can just hold it on there and just let it spin through my hands and grinds them down to the right size. And then I'll put these in needle nose channel locks or vice grips, sorry. And hit those down, touch them with a wire wheel, and then I think I made my own pieces. I probably will try to find some brass ones or something like that for the future, just to have some on hand. But anyways, I think this is gonna work. Let's go to the grinder now. Get her going, watch your fingers. I'm just holding it against here and letting her spin. Taking her down to about the right size. Go on an angle if you want. You're farther away from your fingers. And we'll double check that, and I think it'll be fine. It's just spinning as I'm going lightly, a little bit. And we'll get her down, make it a little smaller. And then I'll hit that with a wire wheel. Pretty good. Sounds like the bearings are going in this one. Had this one for many years. That's all right. I got another one to replace it. All right, hard to see, but I'm making a whole bunch of them. And I just marked them to my length that I wanted them. And I'm using this to hold it. I'm taking my cutoff wheel. I'm gonna cut it. Check my length. And I'm gonna take my flapper, put her in that hole. Bring her down to my length. Don't touch it, she's hot. There we go. I'll take her over there and hit it on the wire wheel, and I can just pop that right off of that. She slides right, I put that in the vise. Here we go, I'll show you. I put that in a vise like that, and I just tap on her, and she'll just pop right off. All right, so I started making a bunch of these. I got a couple of them that are a little bit shorter, just because they turned out shorter, so I marked them here, shorts and longs. I'm gonna take my short ones and actually see if they work, so I don't make all these things and find out I'm making them the wrong length, or they're not gonna work at all. But I was trying to make some extras to throw in with my little baggie of bearing part stuff where I keep it. So let's go ahead and see if this is gonna even work. All right, so, because I'm crazy about everything, I want everything a certain way. Oh, make sure I grab my short ones. I want them going through this direction. Here, like that. So I'll flip her over. Make sure I got a hammer around here. Oh, that's right, Gary, yeah, he had put vice grips on them. So I put vice grips on them like that to hold it, like Gary said. And I'm gonna flip it over and do all this with one person here. I'm gonna pull my punch on there and try to film it. Now, this is my shorter one. Here. I think it worked out really nice, real nice. I'm happy with that. Let's get the other one. The short one's probably the one to use. Here's the other one. Because any longer, it's gonna flat out make it probably bigger than I need. Oh, there she went. That's what happens when you get one hand. Let's find my rivet now. All right, here we are again. Murphy's Law. The rivet had to go flying way the heck as far as it could, but I did find it. I thought it would be with the nut Gary lost from the rear end back. I never found that one. Trying to juggle all this here and film it. That's why it's nice to have a helper sometimes, huh? I'm just gonna do it like this, I guess. Jackson, come on over here and help me. I know these guys, I can't see nothing. Here we go. I got her peened out over. Good enough. That one turned out nicer for some reason. But anyways, should work. Should be fine. Till next time. All right, I tried one of the covers on there just to see if it's just fine. Fits just fine on there. So we got the rivet thing handled. Handled, and I like that they were big, so they filled up that whole inside in there. I don't know, just me. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of those rivets so I have them all done for the rest of them here. All right, guys, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, where am I with my filming? Here's the cover here. Okay, cover goes down. Your pole bearing, or pole washer piece. for pulling it. Round side up. Goes on there. I know. I was working on this. I'm like, oh, I got to rivet it. And I definitely, I guess what I should be doing is before I grease it, check it for the shims. You know, these ones had the shims in there. And Gary says if you put it together and there's any movement in there, you have to put a shim. And they do come with the kits from Clark's. It comes with grease, an O-ring, 2 rivets. So this goes face up like that. Right. And it should go just like that. Press that down. And you gotta take one of these and it goes facing down to round it up for pressing it. And I will double check, but I'm pretty sure I am right. Here's one right here. It's got the piece on the bottom. It's got your press plate piece, round side up. Your bearing. Well, of course, then it's got your cover cap on there. That's, I don't know where it is. I don't know. The big cover. This one here. And your mushroomy cap. I don't know. Where did I walk off to? I had it all, pretty sure I had it all cleaned. Oh, geez. Another one of them days. All right. Well, I'm going to go over there and press this on and get this one done. Try to get one more done and clean up. I have another whole bearing set. Clean that up and hopefully I'm going to call that good. It's good enough. All right. Yep. Here we are. I said your dust plate, dust cap cover, which I have a bunch of these that don't even have those on it. Your press deal, press washer thing. Your bearing, I got it all cleaned. And to press it on right there. And I got this here, it slides through. And it slide it all in there. Like that. Oh, like that. And put it there. And I guess we should wrap a towel around it, because Gary says in case they pop. Got a towel. Well, we can bring her down and get her all lined up and snugged. And then we'll have another FC axle, a spare one. This would be a spare one. The bearings, I consider them to be a B. The bearings look really nice. The races just have, there was just a little, I don't know, almost look like water corrosion on them. Water staining. You could see all the cross hatch to hold the oil in it. But I think I got another one. I'll take a picture of it. If I remember, no guarantees. So that's that. Pressure down so she gets tight. So I'm gonna go ahead, cover a little bit. I don't know, did we do that last time? I don't think I even covered it last time. I think we just watched it. I didn't think I just watched it. Because I was here with Gary. I was just like this. If anything cracks, it's gonna, I don't know. I'm just doing it. If it cracks me in the head, kills me, I guess I'm done. It's not that much pressure, so nothing should be cracking right now anyways, but I am pressure-wise about 2 tons. 2 tons. Another thing too, I gotta grab a hammer because he tells me to set it. I got a hammer behind me to go ahead and set it to give the axle a good wrap down underneath. Once you built it up to the pressure up to about 10 to 12 ton. It's hanging around 4 right now. And it's under 5. Nice and rolling around like it's supposed to. Okay. Now we're just about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. Now we're at about, there's about 10. And 10. Give her a wrap. There we go. She was pressing this down. This plate was even pressing down a little bit. Did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? We'll see. All right, I just pressed that one on and it's tighter than crap. I can't rotate the bearing at all like this one. I looked at it. There's a couple little pieces of metal up here, a little something. Maybe I trashed the whole thing. The only thing I know is I had asked Gary if it matters what one of these you use on there, and he said no, it don't matter. There's 2 different manufacturers that made these. And I said one's about a 1/16 plus bigger around it, and the other one's not. And he said that doesn't matter. So I went and stuck this one on there, and that's what seems to be tight on there. They're almost the same, and this one's from a different one. They're a little different. So maybe I wrecked the whole thing, you know. I'm just really getting upset here now with myself that I can't do something right. You know, I don't know. We'll pull it apart. Hope I didn't destroy the bearing. You know. Yep, the only thing that I can see is this one was a little bigger. It's pretty close to the same, but I think that's what was wrong, is I didn't go with the same one. The only reason I wanted this, I don't know. He said it didn't matter. I was gonna try to keep them both the same because one of those has a gouge in it. So let's see what I did here. 5. Yeah, I take my time, double think, triple think everything, and it still bites me in the ass. Well, I guess, how do you learn? I don't know. Sometimes it costs money to learn. Now, yeah, Gary says, show when you have problems so they can see. Like I said, I went with this here one, style one. This one versus this one. It is just a hair bigger. And, you know, some of them have different ones on them. I think I want to go with this one. This one's got a big gouge in it. But I think that's the ones that were on there. I do think. Alright. Hey, there's the one I used. Everything seems fine here. I don't know where I would have got this little shaving of metal from. It's a little tiny shaving here and here from something that was on here. I don't know. I don't know. Everything seems to be fine. Let's press her together with this one of these. I am just going to put her back with one of these. I said I didn't want to use this set because it was gouged in. So try her again. I know the round side goes like that. See, what's the difference? What's the difference? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Gary. This goes up like that. All right, round 2, using this one. The other one of these, almost like the pressure tool that came with the rebuild kit from the FCs, but that was just laying here with all the other ones that took it apart. I don't know. I'm not wrapping nothing around it. Yep. Pop around about 1.5, 2 tons, 3. 4. There we go. Now she's, you know, right now, let me just loosen this up. She's not set yet, but it's tight. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Call Gary and tell him I got a bearing that I'm not setting it tight and it's not letting me roll it around. I don't know. He probably won't be able to help me until he's here visually looking at it. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna ease it off a little bit, and I wanna see if that bearing will move. At least then I can tell Gary that. Yeah, so I don't know at this point what is the deal. I got it so she moves around a bit. I just took the press and I pressed her back up a little bit. I don't know, I'm going to have to, I'll get Gary over. I'm gonna call him and talk to him, but it's hard to explain stuff over the phone, and I should have him over here in a couple of days maybe, and I'm gonna leave it like that so I don't damage anything. So we'll leave it like that. I don't know. We'll learn as we go. I get real frustrated. I kind of get down on myself. You know, I'm trying to do the best I can, and I get crap like this that happens. But it's all part of the learning process. You know, so I'm not giving up. I'm going to go ahead and clean up the other bearings I have. I got this one to clean up, one other set of bearings, and then clean up that axle. And mine that are done, that Gary helped me do the one, and I did the second one. And those seem to be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and paint just the bottom here. Not this, just this here end. And the bottom and here, none of this. And the axle shaft up to here. So I'm gonna give that a spray. And there's nothing more I can really do on this. I'm just gonna wait till get the man that knows what's going on and how to fix it, and you know, we'll leave it up to Gary. Let's go paint some stuff. All right, guys, so like I said, I taped them all up. I sprayed just in there. I didn't spray any of this. I caught the outside, didn't spray any of this, and sprayed my axle, and I didn't spray the top. I do like this VHT engine enamel paint. This is cast aluminum, almost looks like a metallic. It's more metallic than like the aluminum color paint. So, I don't know, stuff sprays nice, and it's got a real hard finish on it. So, peel the tape off and see what these look like. So this is what I got all done. These two here are for the Rampside up there. Those are done. This one here's the one I pressed, and for some reason, I pressed it back a little bit tight. I have to have Gary, I'm gonna ask him. I'll get him over here and ask him. This is just another one that's all cleaned up and it's ready to go. And I have 2 complete bearing sets in there. So I have 1 extra set that are good because I had to cut that axle. So there we go on that. Here's 4 more we have to do. They're missing these bottom dust covers here. I got to see if I can get them. I cleaned up the shop. I got the press area all nice and clean. I got my press tools all in order. Well, that's not really a press tool, but you never know. You could use it for one. So that's what I got right here. Well, all right, guys, that's going to end this video. I know I have kind of some questions out there about why this was tight and other things. I've talked to Gary about that, but I have to get working on that Rampside. I would love to spend another couple days and get the rest of these done and do a video from start to finish, pulling them apart, and a real detailed video, pulling them apart, cleaning and putting them back together. But that's how it kind of goes when you're filming. It just kind of steers different ways with the bearings going this way and this happening and these pull rings missing, and hey, good news, I found a nut Gary dropped when he was pulling off the one axle. I found it. So, and then yeah, these ones here, the 2 bearings I have for the one axle I cut, and then for this one here, I just put them in my cashew containers, and they're all cleaned, ready to go back together. I am going to actually do this with Gary another day. I'll probably pull another one of these apart and clean it and get it ready, and get Gary over here. And because I don't know. I still don't know what's going on with this one. Did I do something right or did I do something wrong? And so, because it's pressed, it got tight, it wouldn't roll. It's still kind of tight. It should be back a little more. Got to figure that one out. So I'll do another whole video on this again. So that's it for these videos on the axles and greasing them. And I was going to make one video, and with all the problems it turned into, I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 videos out of this and split them up. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.